RCDSB Tech Academy. Think, talk, tech. Quick clips. The Explain Everything app for iPad has made some changes since version 2.62 was discussed in our last video. Now in version 3.32, we have access to a number of new features. Let's take a closer look. Up in the settings icon, it's the cog on the top right hand side, we have a couple of things that are going on here. We have the general tab where we can change the drawing style and a number of other settings for importing objects with drop shadows, etc. In the export, we can see that we have some options here to set the video export settings. In particular, we can look at the resolution and the quality of videos, and if we end up with a long Explain Everything file, we can compress those so that it's actually a little easier to deal with when we're uploading it to Google Drive. The Record tab also has some areas where we can adjust the resolution and we can set the frames per second, again helping us manage the finished file size of our Explain Everything exports. The final tab is the Accounts, and underneath Accounts we can see that there is G Drive, and right now I have that turned on because I have already signed in to Google Drive. Best practice would be to turn that on first so that when you go to upload your work in progress or your finished Explain Everything file, you'll already be signed in. Now let's have a look at some of the new features when we go to create a new project. A good workflow solution is just to save your file first thing as soon as we get in here. So we'll just save this. I'm just going to pull in a photo here from the camera roll, and it will show us what Explain Everything used to look like the last time we did the video, and we'll just drop it in here. So most of the things have stayed the same, although we will notice a few small differences here. One of the new tools we have access to is a highlighter tool, and that's accessed here. Some of the icons have changed, but for the most part everything is the same, except under the plus or the add icon we now have a couple of other options in terms of working with math equations. You'll notice down below here we have some new features where it comes to exporting, saving, and importing video files or Explain Everything projects. I'm going to show you one of my new favorite features of Explain Everything, and that is back on the home screen we have, under the settings icon, right underneath General, we have Simple Interface. And if I turn on Simple Interface and come back to my Explain Everything project, you can see that the whole interface has now changed on the toolbar on the left, as well as the toolbar on the bottom. When I go to import a new object, you see that math equation and the existing sound icon are no longer there. So I'm going to just pull in a photo. This is the photo of the more advanced interface. So you can see right away we're missing some of the extra items from the toolbar, but we still have all the key items, things that we would want to be able to use and access right away really easily just by clicking on the more limited options, but certainly it would get you everything that you want to do in a less cluttered and more simplified interface. So I hope you take the time to familiarize yourself with some of the changes, and I hope you are able to use and enjoy the simplified user interface that they've included in the latest update.